Hey, welcome back, guys. We got another project. I have a Billy Goat leaf loader that I had bought used quite a few years ago. Has some time on it, had some things that had to be fixed. One of the things that was broken on it is the knobs that hold the chute down so you can rotate it. They were disintegrated. They were made out of plastic and they disintegrated. So I just been using a 5/16 nut with a really thick fender washer. So I found these knobs and I got a whole bucket of them. I don't know where these originally came from. They came to me through my dad, through my grandfather. So back when my grandfather had passed away and my grandmother was selling the house, my father went down and cleaned a lot of stuff out. And my grandfather, was alive during World War II, the Depression. He saved everything. One of his friends was a tennis player. He had these square cans with hoods on them that tennis balls came in, and he had dozens and dozens and dozens of them with all kinds of things in them. You name it, he had it, from wire to these. Had one of these full of these flat washers, different nuts. He made some dividers up because some of them had multiple different things. Every kind of bolt you could possibly imagine. I mean, I grabbed this. He even had chock full of nut coffee cans. These are some of the things I pulled out of there. He had little wrenches. He's got hundreds of these balls, all different sizes, colors. Smaller cans like this. There has to be 4 or 5 of these full of brass nuts, brass wing nuts. It's amazing what he collected. And when my father went down to clean it out, he brought all that stuff to his house and put it in shelves in the basement. And I don't believe he had the strength to go through all that stuff. And I know how he felt, because my dad passed away, it's been 18 years now, and my mom just passed away about 3 years ago, and I'm just starting to get through, go through some of this stuff. So I get it. It's tough. So I was down there fishing around, and my father, I've told you this before, he was a tool and die maker for Pratt & Whitney aircraft, and I cleaned a lot of all the machinist tools out of there. There's, my mother had given me his toolbox and everything years ago, and there's still machines down there today, lathe, drill presses, which eventually will get cleaned out at some point in time. But I did find these when I was fishing around down there, and I grabbed a few of them, and I said, you know what, I can use that for my leaf loader. It'll make it a lot easier than using a wrench every time if I want to move the chute, or when I take it apart, when I take it back off the trailer. So these, they look like they were casted, because I don't see any injection mold marks on it. So, but there's flashing. This one I just took a little deburring tool and I kind of deburred it up, touched it with a file. They've been knocking around for a long time, so they got dings on them. This right here is under 1 inch. So I'm wondering if, they were for a company at one point in time, and they scrapped them because they were undersized or whatever the case may be. My grandfather had a few different jobs. He was a truck driver. He worked for Brown & Shop for a while. I don't think they're Brown & Shop pieces, but who knows? They could have been in the scrap bin, and he pulled them out. But he drove truck. He carried a lot of product from anything, from hauling scrap to just about anything. So not sure where they came from, but they've been sitting in that can for probably 50, 60 years. And we're going to do something with 2 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill these out. I am going to tap it 5/16 18, which is what the Billy Goat is. I'm going to relieve it. I'm going to leave about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of thread. Okay. And the reason for that is that I want enough meat in there that if at some point in time they strip, I will have plenty of meat to put a helicoil in there. I'm not going to helicoil them right away. I mean, they are aluminum. Probably that would be the way to go about it. But I will leave it. They don't get torqued very tight, but I'll leave enough in there so that I can helicoil it if I have to. I need about 1.25 inches from the center of this to where the chute comes up. I got about 1 7/16 inches, so I think we'll be good. If I had to, I can spin it and just trim this a little bit and kind of polish it up. They do have a little bit of a flat on them already, so I could knock that down, 1/16 of an inch or so. But I think that's going to work out all right. But like I said, drill it, tap it, relieve it, and we'll go put them on the Billy Goat and see how they work. Okay, so I will see you over at the lathe. Alright, so I misspoke. It's 3/8/16. So we're going to center it. We're going to tap drill, letter O drill, and we're going to clearance back to about, we're going to go in about 1.5 inches with a 25/64 drill, which is just a little bit smaller than what the helicoil tap drill would be. So definitely give us 3/4 of an inch. It's almost 2 inches long. I'm going to relieve it first. I think that drill needs to be sharpened. Probably should have looked at that. That looks a lot better. That's a really nice drill. Let's see what happens. Oh, I just I want the markings off it. Oh, there. Still got a mark on it. Alright, we're going to deburr this end. Alright, I'm going to clean that up and see how it fits. Came out perfect. Fits perfect. Alright, set up to do the other one. I was going to try and put it in here and face off this, but these are not consistent. Only two jaws hold it at any given time. So it's fine. Alright, so here's where the knobs are going to sit. I'll put this together and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, there they are. Look pretty good. These only have to come off every once in a while, so they should last me the life of it. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. See you next video.